Hi, my name's Kate and I live in my Honda Odyssey 2001 model. Been living in the van since the start of August, so 4.5 months now. This is my setup. I didn't opt for the raised bed, mostly because I'm useless at anything to do with carpentry or building. So under here I have a foam mattress and then a bunch of other things for a bit of insulation. And I've got an extra thick duvet that I got from Value Village, which keeps me super warm, and a -10 sleeping bag under that. With all of that, I'm really warm in the van, even when it's super cold. Over there, I've got my lounge chair. So the van actually still has 6 chairs in it. So if I wanted to convert it back to a van, or when I want to sell it, then it's going to be really simple. This I just turned around, so if I want to take a passenger, I can just flip it back, and the 3 back seats are actually still in the floor. So here I have my temperature thermometer to tell me how freezing cold I am in the van. That's really useful. And the humidity as well, and moisture level. So right now, wet. In the winter months, it's difficult to keep condensation out the van, so that's something to contend with. Here I have my handy little Coleman's Cool Box. In the first month, I actually filled it with ice and tried to use it as a real cool box, and the ice melted in one day. And my food was swimming in the pool of water that was left behind. So since then, I've just resorted to mainly like non-perishables. If I buy fruit, I typically use it in a few days. I basically live on veggie wraps. I'm not much of a cook, so yeah, I kind of gave up cooking when I started van dwelling here. I originally moved into the van to do a 2-month road trip. So I did a road trip around BC and the Rockies, used it for that purpose, and then thought I'm going to move to Vancouver and stay in the van because it worked for me for so long. So I thought maybe I could just live in the van and see how it goes, and I'm still seeing how it goes, and it's at the moment it's great. I love it. And then over here, I've got a bit of decor. You know, got to get yourself down to IKEA to make it look a bit homely. So at least I can show my mum, and you know, it's good for her to see that I'm sort of trying to decorate and make it homely. In here I have my bits and pieces, so kitchenware in this one. This is the most useful thing ever. It's like a non-slip surface thing you can buy from Dollarama. So this is like my bedside table, so nothing rolls around, it all stays put. This is typically where I make my meals. If I'm doing any writing at night when I'm watching Netflix on my tablet, I just perch it on here. So yeah, I love this. And then another one underneath, so that's all my dry food. And then again, these little non-slip things, so when I'm driving around it doesn't get too crazy. And then behind that I have my duffel bag full of clothes. I used to own an outrageous amount of clothes, so this is actually great because it forces me to downsize and be more minimal with that. One of the biggest downsides is creased clothes. So I find that if I take out a shirt the night before and I hang it up, and then by the next day it's typically good to go. Because I work 2 jobs, I have to be presentable, so I don't want to, you know, look all shabby because I'm living in the van. So this I actually picked up off the street. I used to have this in my room when I lived in an apartment. So this just has like clothes, miscellaneous bits and pieces, and my camping and hiking drawer. Behind the seats I have my cooking stove. I've got like a Coleman's free gas burner. I've just got a little put up table that I throw out the back. And then all summer I was using that to cook, but now, oh, it's miserable. So yeah, I don't do much of that anymore. Under the seats, in the front. So here's my wash bowl, you know, hair dryer as well. This stuff saved my life. This is Dr. Brommer's, it's natural. So this is what, I mean, I was showering with this, I was using it as body wash. This was during my road trip, and cleaning all of my dishes with it as well, and I still do. This has lasted since August. It's amazing.
What do you do for electricity or for charging your devices and stuff like that?
People ask me this a lot, and when I first moved into the van, I kind of thought that was going to be a major issue, and I considered buying like an external battery like some people have in their vans. But actually it's fine, because I mean, I'm either at friends' houses or I'm in cafes, and there I charge my Mac. I mean, I'm always driving around, so I'm always charging the phone through the 12-volt adapter there. So if anything in here is sort of running out of juice, I just pull out my Mac, and I've just got my phone and my tablet for Netflix. So I just run those off of the Mac, and then it's good. Like, I've not ever had a situation where stuff has died and I've got no way to charge it. Yeah, because it's mainly my phone, and then I can just pop the car on and it's all good.
So what do you do to stay warm in the winter?
A week ago, I bought this. So this is a mini Mr. Buddy heater, and it screws into a 1 litre propane tank. I mean, I haven't used it a lot yet. My windows were all broken, so I couldn't ventilate the van. But I've just fixed that, and I did it myself. I'm so proud. So yeah, I'll sit this here, open up the windows, and yeah, after literally 10 minutes, the whole van is toasty and warm. Also, like the van heater, if I have that going for 10 minutes, it's almost unbearably hot. The colder days, like when it's getting down to minus now, the heat does escape pretty quickly. But I don't hang out much in the van. Like, if I'm hanging out, I'm usually in cafes or with friends or doing other things. So I'm usually just in here at night, and I'm so snug in my -10 bag and all the blankets and duvets I have here. So
Why do you live in a van?
The freedom, I guess. You probably get that answer a lot. Yeah, the freedom. I've been traveling for the last 4 years, so it's a lifestyle that really suits me. It forces me to practice minimalism, which is something that I think is really important for everyone to practice, because we sort of all live very excessively now. So it's nice to have less stuff. Less stuff for me means less stress. Yeah, and it's the challenge as well. I like to challenge myself and see if I could actually do this. Obviously, I haven't converted any of this. It's a really sort of basic level of living. So I just kind of wanted to see if I could. And I feel like if I can live comfortably like this, then everything else is gonna feel like luxury, which is great. I always sort of say, I don't think it's for everyone, definitely not. It's not for people that really enjoy their home comforts. For me, even when I have an apartment, I'm never at home. I spend a lot of time out and about, so and anyone with a traveller spirit. So if you like the idea of taking your home with you wherever you go, if you want to live by the beach one day, the next day be in the heart of the city, or, you know, on your 2 days off, you just want to drive out and go and stay in the mountains in the peace and quiet. If that to you sounds like the ideal lifestyle, then definitely go for it, because it is amazing. It's really cool, and it can be done so cheap. I bought this van for $900. Probably like the best purchase I've ever made, because it's my home now, and it has been for 4 months. And you know, it is letting me live in Canada's most expensive city for very little, which is great, because if I didn't do this, I'd probably be in a basement suite paying $900 a month, far out of the city.
What are some challenges that you face in this lifestyle?
I think this often, because even though they're challenges, they're not major challenges for me. I guess like the whole cooking thing sucks, you know. I get up and I don't keep dairy. I probably could now because it's so cold. But I use milk powder, and I sort of had to give up cheese. Now I have those little like laughing cow cheese triangles, you know. It's like giving up luxuries like that. It wasn't too difficult of a transition, but just, I guess, not being able to come home and just make myself a cup of hot chocolate and be really cozy and warm. I have to make an effort to be warm. If I wanted to make a cup of hot chocolate, I'd need to like ventilate the whole van. You know, washing up, and I use public washrooms if I want to like give my dishes a thorough wash. What else? Yeah, my clothes are always creased. So yeah, the hanging thing, it's little things like that. I shower at the rec centres for free, so I don't pay for a gym membership or anything like that. And you know, I guess that takes a little bit longer than it would if you just had a shower in your own house. Obviously there's no toilet in the van, so sometimes finding public washrooms, you know, trying to sneak into Starbucks toilet, you sort of feel like, you know, people look at you in a judgmental way. Yeah, and sometimes with the whole thing about being judged, you know, I tell some people and they sort of pity me. They feel like, oh bless, you know, she's homeless and she can't get a place. But actually I chose this lifestyle. So yeah, being judged as well, I guess, is another thing. You learn to navigate everything, and yeah, it becomes easier.
So what are some benefits of this lifestyle that you found?
Having my home with me wherever I go. I love that so much. You know, I can never forget anything because it's always right there in my house. Also, like I said before, on my days off, I could just go and hang out in Squamish or Whistler. You know, I don't have to worry about paying for accommodation because I have everything right here. Obviously, the cost of living is dramatically reduced. I'm not paying rent, I'm just paying for insurance. So I'm able to save a lot more of my money to do what I want and the things that make me happy, rather than putting it into bills and a house. Having no contracts to sign is great. I could just sort of take off tomorrow. I don't have to worry about lease or anything like that. Yeah, there's so much. Just the ultimate freedom that it gives me is really great. I love that. It's very different if you want to live on the road, traveling on a road trip, or if you want to stay put in a city. On the road, I was probably showering once a week, and it sounds gross, but it's that was the lifestyle. You know, it's not comfortable. I think if people expect it to be really comfortable, even if you have the most decked out van, there's a lot of stuff you got to contend with: mold, moisture, stuff breaking. In this situation, that's what I value, is that with my little minivan that I've done nothing breaks. So that's really great. And I guess, yeah, just really do some research into what type of setup you want and why you're doing it. It can get uncomfortable. You can be super cold, really hot in the summer. I feel like if if you've traveled already, traveled a lot, and you know that you're comfortable with, comfortable with discomfort, I think, yeah, and you like a challenge, then for sure go for it. But yeah, it can be tough and awkward. Yeah. My personal philosophy on life is to do what makes you happy. I think that's what everyone wants, right? That's what I want, that's what you want. I'm pretty sure that's what my family wanted. It's, just do what you love, do what makes you happy. Never stay in a situation that's uncomfortable or miserable for you. That's why I'm in the van, because this is my own happiness. It's not everyone's, but it's definitely mine. And I used to live in London and have a career and have the car, the nice house, and I sort of gave that all up for traveling because I just needed to do what made me happy. I have an Instagram called Globe Surfing, so that's documented the last 4 years of my travels, and now also my van life. And I like to write a lot about the struggles of van life rather than, I don't know, make it out to be something it's not, because hashtag van life can be a bit of a lie. We're not all living that way. So yeah, I like to tell the truth about this lifestyle. So yeah, if you follow me on there, I keep a little blog and journal about this crazy adventure. So yeah, feel free to follow and comment and tell me what you think.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video and hit that subscribe and ring that bell button. Right now, a playlist is popping up where you can actually continue watching on this channel all the alternative dwellings that I've had the pleasure of going and documenting. As well as, I'd highly recommend you guys go check out my van build that I'm doing on my vlog channel, and the link to that is in the description as well. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned, because every single Monday I upload a video here on this channel of another alternative dwelling at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'll see you guys then.